Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel, The Seger Stories. I'm Jennifer Seger and welcome to another weekend vlog. A little bit different because we are up on Minnesota's North Shore on Lake Superior. We are actually staying in Two Harbors, Minnesota. We are here for just a little bit of a getaway. We celebrated our third anniversary this week. We were actually supposed to be waking up on a cruise ship in the Bahamas. Obviously, that's not happening right now with all that's going on in COVID and whatnot. So we decided to do a little weekend getaway and we did the research and found some safe places that we can visit. We're here on a weekday, so we're hopefully avoiding the crowds and staying safe. But we're really excited to go exploring, so come along with us. We started our day with a kind of late breakfast at this Vanilla Bean restaurant in Two Harbors, and it was super cute. It was pretty tiny, but we were mostly the only ones in the restaurant. There was a couple other people there, so we felt pretty safe. What the big draw was, we found this place online before we went up, and their menu just looked amazing for breakfast. So Nate got, I think it was called the Camper's Omelet, and he said it was okay. The eggs were maybe a little bit overdone. But I got this French toast, which was made from pecan bread pudding, I think they called it, with some fresh fruit and a caramel sauce. And if you are in the area, I would recommend going just for this. It was phenomenal. After breakfast, it was about a 15-minute drive up the North Shore, and we went to Gooseberry Falls. We've been there several times before, so we went right to the upper falls. And when we had been here last, it was August, I believe, that we took a day trip up to Duluth, and there were so many people we couldn't socially distance, and it was just hard to do any of the trails because there were so many people around. But we were the only ones here today, so it was just serene and beautiful, and we really enjoyed the walk along the upper falls. We didn't do the full loop. We just stuck to, not on the river, but we stuck to the trails because it's frozen over. You could actually walk on the riverbed, but I'm a chicken, so we stuck to the trails and didn't do the full loop, but went a ways down and then turned and headed back towards the falls. Main reason for that being I was also being a wimp and had forgotten my snow pants in the car. We decided we didn't need them, and then we were really wishing we had them because we didn't want to go too far without the extra layers. I think it was about 25 degrees, but there was no wind or anything, so 25 degrees Fahrenheit. It was pretty peaceful and, not a bad temperature, but still didn't want to go too far from the car. On the way back, we did take the trail back to the top of Upper Falls because you can stand there and actually look over the edge. And that was really cool to see because I've never been there. I don't think either of us have ever been there when it's frozen before, but we've definitely been there where we would be standing on where the water was running over the sides. And what was really cool is when we got back down, we noticed that you could see the water running behind all the ice in just that one little spot. So that was really neat to see. Our next stop along the North Shore was at Split Rock Lighthouse, and we were also the only people that were here. And it didn't take us long to figure out why we were the only people there. The gift shop was open. However, the museum with all the history of the lighthouse and all of the buildings and everything were shut down for the season. I don't even think it's a COVID thing. I think they are shut down like November through March or something like that. So we didn't get to go in anywhere, but you could walk right up to the lighthouse, and that was really beautiful, and the sun was shining, and it was a gorgeous day anyway. The views up here were just absolutely phenomenal, and the sun was shining. It was such a nice day. And this cracked me up because Nate is trying to flag me down to tell me that his view is better, and I was really enjoying my view at the base of the lighthouse and that beautiful blue sky. We didn't have a quarter, but I think to do the viewfinder, but I think our view was just as good without spending the money. And then on the way back, I had a heart attack. I aged 10 years. I thought somebody was standing in the window staring at us, and Nate was laughing at me because it's a Santa Claus left over from Christmas, but it looked like a nosy lady drinking coffee and looking at us, and it was so funny. Afterwards, we went to the Rustic Inn to warm up with some coffee and have a piece of pie. We had heard about this restaurant actually from Nate's parents had been there. We've always gone to Betty's Pies, but we decided to try this, and it was such a cozy atmosphere. I had the lemon angel pie, cream pie with a meringue crust, and then Nate had southern pecan. And it was just a nice little treat. We felt like we didn't need lunch that day. We'd had a big breakfast, and we're planning on getting some takeout at the hotel for a big dinner. So after we warmed up, we got back in the car and we drove a little further north up to Beaver Bay, which was, I think, about 15 minutes still north of Two Harbors where we were staying. And our goal for the weekend, it was all about relaxing. So we had found a place called The Well online that did massages, and they start everything out with this really relaxing foot soak, and they gave us some tea that they make on site, and they also did amazing things with aromatherapy. I highly recommend this. It was just the perfect addition to our little vacation. And to go, they gave us the tea. They gave us a citrus cranberry tea in a to-go cup too. Saturday morning, we woke up to very cloudy skies. We knew that snow was coming, so we needed to get up and get going in the hotel. If you've been following the channel, you know that we were starting the Whole30. So at home, I had cooked up some onion sweet potato and then diced up some breakfast sausage that we could just heat up and then have breakfast with a view in the morning. And if you've never done this, all I do is dice onion and sweet potato, and I cooked it in just any type of compliant oil for the Whole30, and then had some chicken sausage, and then of course a sumo orange with it. As we ate breakfast, the weather was starting to turn. We had heard it was already snowing in Duluth, so we knew that it was probably a good idea to get packed up and checked out of the resort and on the road. As we headed south, the snow did start to pick up, but it was just so very beautiful. And of course, I wasn't driving, Nate was driving, but he said the roads weren't bad, and we both agreed that it was just a really picturesque, nice drive. And we made it to downtown Duluth to do just a little bit of exploring before we headed home. We tried the downtown lake walk, which we'd been on before, but there was a lot of construction and they had a chain link fence up. Plus, it was getting pretty windy with the snow coming down. It was not a pleasant walk. So we didn't go too far. We just kind of looped around the hotel. I did peek over the fence a little bit to get a view of the lighthouse, but you can see there's stuff on my camera lens and the snow was coming down, so we couldn't see much. It was just time to get in somewhere warm, so we decided to spend a little bit of time exploring the shops. And not surprisingly, given the time of year, there were not many people in the stores, so we went to browse in a few. And of course, I have to stop and look at anything plaid because seriously, it's a problem. I love pretty much anything plaid. A lot of the stores, when we got out, they were kind of out walking around the block. They were closed for the season. They had little signs up, we'll see you in the spring. We did find this one Northwood Confections and Gifts that we spent quite a little bit of time in. They had some really cute things. And of course, I have to find all the Christmas stuff that's on sale. I was good, I didn't buy anything, but there was a lot of cute stuff to look at. And with the weather and the snow the way it was a good idea for us to get on the road and head home. So that is the end of our weekend vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up below. And I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming. And until next time, bye-bye.